Well, we did it. Near the end of 2022, I made a decision to self-publish the fantasy trilogy that I had been working on for 18 plus years, and I made an announcement on this channel in January of 2023 that I would be publishing all 3 books of the Edan Trilogy this year. The first book came out on March 21, The Way of Adan. The second, The Prophet of Adan, came out on June 21, and today, September 21, Book 3, Return to Adan, is now out, and it is very difficult to describe how I feel at this moment, but I will go back to that day in January when I made the announcement, and it was absolutely beautiful and so moving to me how many people in this community, this beautiful community, just reached out to say congratulations, good luck, just so many messages of support. And I felt very embraced. And so the main purpose of this little video, in addition to announcing the publication of Return to Adan, is to thank all of you who have been so supportive of this channel, supportive of the Edan Trilogy. Just all of your kindness has been deeply moving to me, and I am so grateful. I'm grateful for everyone who left a supportive comment. I'm grateful for everyone who purchased one or all of the books. I am incredibly grateful to those of you who have left reviews in whatever venue. I'm not going to even try to name people because I will forget so many. And it's just beautiful, though, to have had this kind of support around here. And I am so glad that the story has resonated with many of you, with many of the readers. I am so gratified by the fact that many of you have reached out to say that the story was moving to you and that you found some meaning in the story. It just blows me away, and it makes me feel very fulfilled to have an audience. The story that I had been working on for so many years has now, I feel, come alive with this wonderful reception that I could not be more grateful for. And in that spirit, I would like to continue this. This is really not the end of the journey, the publication of Book 3, really, in a way. It's a beginning. And I would like to show my gratitude toward all of you readers and reviewers out there who've been so wonderful and supportive. And one little thing that I would like to do in that regard is to have some discussions with readers of the trilogy. And they could be people with YouTube channels, or maybe people who don't have YouTube channels, just people who have reviewed the books on Goodreads or Amazon or wherever. And bloggers, people who review for different online magazines. All of these wonderful people who do the work of shouting out when they have a wonderful experience with a book. It's a wonderful thing. So to show my gratitude, I would like to have discussions on the Edan Trilogy. In fact, I have already organized a few of these discussions. And so if you're interested in discussions of the Edan Trilogy, be on the lookout for these. They're going to be with all the readers that I can reach out to. If you're interested, you're somebody who has read the books and you're interested in being in a discussion with me, asking a couple questions, I would be absolutely thrilled to have you participate. So do let me know in the comments if that's something you might be interested in. I don't know how many of these I'm going to do, but I intend to do quite a lot of them. And I really don't care if they don't get a ton of views or anything like that. This is just me being grateful, and in the smallest way of me saying thank you is to be able to have a chat with my readers and allow readers to have an opportunity to ask questions. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to sit down, and we're going to have in each of the videos a non-spoiler moment for each of the participants. I'm planning to have 3 people participate at a time besides myself. So there'll be 4 people in the video, and I'll ask them to ask questions or make observations that are non-spoiler in the beginning, so anyone who wants to can watch the opening of these videos, and then we'll move on to the first book, The Way of Adan, and we'll do spoiler type questions, observations for that, and then we'll go on to The Prophet of Adan and finish with Return to Adan if anyone in the group has read it. So that's the plan, and it is my little thank you to all of you who have been so supportive. I'm just so grateful. And I have other wonderful discussions lined up. There will be a discussion on Joanna's channel with Murphy and I think Jimmy. And I don't know about Alan, if he's going to be able to finish it on time, but Alan is always invited here to participate in one of these chats if he wants to do that later on. So, but yeah, we're going to have a discussion on Prophet of Adan, and the reviews have been coming out already on Return to Adan. It's just amazing to see people responding. I feel like I took some risks that Return to Adan is perhaps not something that most readers might predict in terms of how this trilogy finishes. I think there may be, because of the way The Prophet of Adan ended, there might have been some curiosity about what happens in Book 3, and I hope I will be able to satisfy those readers with this ending. Return to Adan is my favorite of the books. I guess you're not really supposed to play favorites with your children, but there it is. And I hope that many people will experience it in a way that has an emotional impact, and that perhaps will help them to think about some of the themes that I'm wrestling with in that book. So yeah, this is pretty much, this is it, guys. Oh, and while I'm here, why don't I just make another little announcement? As I said, this is just the beginning. I actually have another book written. Maybe some of you already know this. I have mentioned it a few times, but if in case you haven't heard, I do have a standalone trilogy. So all those years of writing, I didn't just write the 3 books in the trilogy. I also wrote a standalone sequel. It has a title. It is called While Darkness Gathers, and it is about 15 years after the trilogy. And it is a standalone, but I would recommend reading the trilogy before tackling While Darkness Gathers. But I intend to put out that story in 2024. So I have a complete draft of it. I need to work on it and get my developmental editor to have a look at it and work on it some more, and hopefully produce a book that will resonate with many of you who have read the trilogy. So that is it from me for now. Until next time.